Your alarm goes off. Before you are fully awake, your hand reaches for your phone. You check messages. You scroll through news. You see what happened while you were sleeping. By the time you get out of bed, you have already reacted to 10 different things. Your mind is full of other people's thoughts, other people's problems, other people's agendas. And your day has already begun on someone else's terms. Welcome back to Gentle Wisdom. Today I want to tell you about the morning habit that nobody in the productivity world talks about. Not because it is complicated, because it is so simple that it seems impossible that it could matter this much. It does. By the end of this video, you will understand why your mornings are shaping your entire day, what the first 30 minutes of your day are actually doing to your brain, and the one small change that makes everything that follows better. So slow down, listen carefully, and let's begin. Lesson 1. The first 30 minutes set the tone for everything. Here is the first truth. The first 30 minutes of your day are the most important 30 minutes of your entire day. Not because of what you accomplish in that time, because of the mental state those 30 minutes create. Your brain wakes up in a highly receptive state. It is fresh. It has just spent hours consolidating memories and restoring itself. In this state, whatever you expose it to first has an outsized influence on the rest of the day. If you expose it immediately to news, social media, and notifications, your brain enters a reactive state. It begins scanning for problems, threats, and things requiring a response. This state tends to persist. Anxiety, distraction, and scattered thinking often follow. If you give it something different, quiet, intention your own thoughts, your brain enters a focused, generative state. Ideas come more easily. Problems feel more manageable. The day feels more like yours. James Clear, in his book Atomic Habits, describes how small behaviors, repeated consistently, compound into significant results over time. The morning habit is perhaps the most powerful example of this principle. Done every day, it shapes not just your mornings, but your entire relationship with how you spend your time. Remember this. The first thing you give your attention to in the morning becomes the lens through which you see everything else that day. Lesson 2. Your phone is stealing your best hours. Here is what is actually happening when you check your phone first thing in the morning. Your phone is designed to capture your attention. Every notification, every update, every piece of content has been engineered to create a small burst of stimulation. And in the morning, when your brain is fresh and highly receptive, this stimulation is particularly powerful. The problem is not just the time you spend on your phone. It is what happens to your mental state afterward. When you scroll through social media first thing in the morning, you are essentially handing the first and best hours of your day to other people. Their thoughts, their content, their problems, your own thoughts, the ones that would naturally arise in the quiet of the morning, never get a chance to surface. There was a woman named Yuna. She was a designer. Every morning, the first thing she did was check her phone. News, messages, Instagram. By the time she sat at her desk, she already felt behind, already distracted, already thinking about other things. Her creative work suffered. Her best ideas rarely came in the morning anymore. Then she made one change. She moved her phone charger to another room. For the first 30 minutes after waking, she had no access to it. She sat quietly. She made tea. She let her thoughts arrive on their own. Within 2 weeks, the creative ideas started coming back in the morning. The ones she had been missing for months. The phone had not disappeared, but it had lost its claim on her best hours. Here is what works. Charge your phone outside your bedroom tonight. Give yourself 30 minutes tomorrow morning before you look at it. Notice what arrives in that space. Lesson 3. The habit nobody talks about. Here is the morning habit that the most focused, productive, and creative people practice, and that almost nobody in the self-help world mentions. They do nothing. Not meditation. Not journaling. Not cold showers. Not a 5-step morning routine. They sit quietly with their own thoughts for 10 or 20 minutes. Without input, without a task, without a goal. They drink coffee or tea. They look out the window. They let their mind wander without direction. This sounds like wasting time. It is the opposite. During this unstructured, quiet time, the brain does some of its most important work. It processes what it has been carrying. It makes connections between ideas. It surfaces insights that the noise of the day would otherwise bury. The best ideas rarely come during busy, structured time. They come in the spaces between the walk, the shower, the quiet morning. Protecting that space deliberately every day is one of the most productive things you can do. Start here. Tomorrow morning, before anything else, spend 10 minutes doing nothing intentionally. No phone, no podcast, no task. Just you and your thoughts. See what arrives. Lesson 4. A small change with a large effect. Here is the final truth. You do not need to redesign your entire morning. You do not need to wake up at 5 in the morning. You do not need a complicated routine. You need one small change. Consistently applied. Every day. Move your phone out of reach for the first 30 minutes. Sit quietly with your coffee or tea. Let your thoughts arrive before the world's thoughts do. That is the entire habit. It takes no extra time. It requires no equipment. It costs nothing. But over weeks and months, it does something remarkable. It gives your mornings back to you. It creates a daily space where your own thinking can happen before the world fills your mind with everything else. Think about tomorrow morning. What if, instead of reaching for your phone the moment you wake up, you sat quietly for 10 minutes first? What thoughts might arrive? What clarity might come? What would the rest of the day feel like if it started that way? You will not know until you try. The morning habit nobody talks about is the simplest one of all. Protect the quiet, and let your best thinking happen before the noise begins. Train your mind, and keep becoming.